Hello, Dear Imani.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dear Imani podcast. I'm your host, Imani, obviously. As you can see, I have a very special guest. We have Parker. Hey.
Hello.
You guys have seen Parker before. He's been here before when we did our Hot Takes episode, and it was one of my greatest hits. So clearly, we got to bring Parker back. Parker will be back often.
I'm so happy to be here anytime.
Anytime. And he actually announced that he's having his own podcast. Let's tell us about that first.
Well, I'm going to be having Parker's Pointless Podcast is the name. It's going to be launching at the end of February, beginning of March. I have not set a date yet, but that is the time that we are shooting for. And it's going to be a fun, silly time. I'm going to be talking about a wide array of things from any topic that just swirls around the inside of my head. So every week's going to be something fun and new and crazy because that's just me. So
yay, I'm so excited.
Me too.
It's like we both talk a lot and we both love to talk, love to entertain.
Oh,
so like
we're entertainers.
A podcast was like something that's perfect for you to do too. And he's going to be filming in the studio too. So we're just going to be like sisters, podcast sisters.
Podcasting. I was going to say something appropriate, but I decided against it.
It's okay. We can be explicit.
X-rated doll.
X-rated doll. So this week's episode is about dating apps. And the reason why I wanted to talk about dating apps was because, one, it's the new year. And I feel like every new year people are like, I want to fall in love. I want to meet somebody. I want to find my husband. Or it's also Valentine's Day like coming up. And you're about to see you probably already see it in the store, the pink and the reds, all the Valentine's Day stuff. And you're probably like, dang, like I really wish I had somebody. And that's where the dating apps come in. We live in a different time now where technology runs the world. And at this point, it's kind of easier just to find somebody online, especially if you're doing the same thing every single day. I kind of talked about this last week, but you got to go out of your comfort zone. And that is a dating app. So that's what today's podcast is about. And I brought Parker here because personally, I have not been on dating apps because as some of you guys might know, like Alex is my first boyfriend ever. So I'm like up here.
Her husband.
My husband. Not yet. Coming soon, maybe to a theater near you. I don't know. We'll ask him. But I've never had a dating app. I downloaded Tinder like way before him, like now at this point, 10 years ago. And I just played. It feels like a game. It's like swipe left, swipe right, you know. Then I didn't talk to anybody and I deleted it because I was like, I can't do this. Yeah. And I was at a time when it was kind of like weird to do that. You know, like I feel like now people have so many success stories, but back then it was like, ew, you're on Tinder, you freaking weirdo.
Yeah, that one's judgmental.
Yeah,
rude.
Have you used Tinder before?
I have. Let me give you the list of the apps I've used.
Let's
because
go.
I'm quite experienced when it comes to this topic. So I've used Tinder, obviously. I've used Bumble. I've used Hinge. This kind of sounds sad, but I'm not going to judge myself, so you shouldn't either, okay? For the gays, Grindr, of course. There's an app called Scruff, which is also for the gays. There's an app for the bisexuals called Field, which I think is fun because I think bisexual men are hot. If you're a bisexual man who watches or listens to this, ring my line because who knows what could happen. And that's all that I've used. But I also know there's like, Christian Mingle, there's Match, there's Craigslist.
Yeah. Oh,
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Not the Craigslist. Oh my God. You know what's so funny? So I looked up like when did dating apps start, and really the first one was Match.com. Obviously it wasn't an app at the time, but it was on the website. And then soon after that was eHarmony. So dating eHarmony or like Christian Mingle.
Oh my God, Christian Mingle.
Yeah.
Farmers Only. That's I was
Is that one?
Yeah, farmersonly.com.
Oh,
for the rural folks.
For farmer people to date?
Yeah.
You're like agriculture. I don't know.
Cows. I'm like, what y'all talk about?
Right, yeah. That's interesting. But it's kind of cool because you want to stay in your niche. Like there's one called like Black People Meet. Oh yeah, blackpeoplemeet.com. That's one. That was like an old school one. Because I mean, if you want to date somebody black, then that's where you gotta go.
I can't remember. There's another one with like for just Jewish people, but I cannot remember the name of it. But I remember the icon is the dreidel.
Yeah.
So I thought that was hilarious.
That is so funny. Yeah, so like dating apps have been around for a while. It's not this like new phenomenon, but since we have phones and iPhones now, then now there's a ton of different apps for different kind of people too. So I was gonna ask you, overall, do you think dating online is good or bad for society? Like, what are the pros and the cons for you?
I mean, obviously with everything, I think there's like good and bad. I think there's a lot of good with dating apps. I think, it expands your pool of people that you can meet and that you can date. Because like before, it was like, you only are really exposed to the people that you work with, people that you see on a regular basis. You know, your pool is limited, so your people to pick from to date and like who matches your energy is more limited. So I think it's nice that dating apps like kind of open that up. I also think like dating apps really aren't that bad. It's mostly how your relationship with it is. Because it's like the app isn't inherently good or inherently bad. It's just your relationship with it. That could be toxic or not toxic.
Right.
I mean, granted, it also, you know, talks about like, or we could talk about like how people are now more superficial with, you know, looking only at a person's picture.
Right.
With defining their attraction to someone. But I mean, realistically, like in a club, I wouldn't walk up to someone who I'm not attracted to.
Yeah.
Similarly to how on a dating profile, I wouldn't swipe right on your account if I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah.
So like there is a level of superficialness to it that I think is enhanced by it being virtual. But I mean, it's nothing that I think is like entirely concerning.
Yeah. And people have to be realistic in the sense that people are going to go to who they're attracted to.
Yeah.
This idea of like, oh, it's superficial or shallow to want to date someone you're attracted to is wild. It's like, be fucking for real. Like,
yeah, let's literally be fucking for
like,
real.
Clearly want to date someone you're attracted to. And that's where beauty is in the eye of the beholder is such a true statement. Like
exactly.
We were watching, my mom and I were watching, have you seen on the YouTube channel? It's called Dating Different.
I haven't.
And it's really cool. It just shows people from all walks of life, different experiences, and you would never think they'd be a couple necessarily, but they are. And to someone else, they may not be deemed as beautiful or like the standard of beauty, but to that person's their everything. So it's like it's not wrong to anyone. There's someone out there for everyone. So the idea to act like, oh, well, you shouldn't, you know, it's not about looks. It's like, well, it is about looks, but everyone has their own standard of what that looks like. And it all looks different.
Exactly.
And then with dating apps too, I kind of feel like they're cool in the sense of you get rid of the filler part. I mean, I'm not no pro at dating. I won't say I will say that, but I feel like it's okay. So say you're on the dating app and you can talk as long as you want before you meet up.
Yeah, exactly.
So like you can get rid of all like the stupid questions, like the filler questions, getting to know someone, and then get to the date. So now you're already at like the second phase. So you might feel more comfortable. Where like if you do meet someone in person, you're going through the awkward stage in person. So I feel like it could make it a little bit easier for like an introvert. Yeah.
And also I think like, I feel like this is been, I don't want to say more recently, but I think over the progression of dating apps like evolving, I think we've seen dating apps include more prompts. We've seen dating apps include like, you can link your Spotify account, you can link your Instagram, you can link like all these different accounts that, you know, show more of your personality. You can link those to your like dating profile. Like personally for me, before I swipe right, unless you're like Oscar Isaac or like the hottest person I've literally ever seen, like I'll swipe right before even looking at your profile. But most people I will like, if I'm attracted to you, like from a picture, I'll look at your profile, I'll see like what your bio says. I'll see what else you have for me to look at, what your interests are, hobbies, whatever. Cause you can link all that into an account. Like same with Hinge, like you can do like voice notes like on your account. And I think it's so funny and like it shows so much personality. And also like it provides you like if you're one of those people, I've become a person that like I don't really like to chat a whole lot on the app because I'm like I'm gonna save the juice for the meeting.
So not quiet.
And so it gives you a lot of opportunities to find things to talk about with someone. Like because especially if you have like social anxiety and like you just get really nervous about, you know, stalling in a conversation, which I don't have that fear, unfortunately, because I can talk to a wall. But like, it gives you so many opportunities to be like, oh, I see that you like XYZ artist. Like, what's your favorite song? Like, do you have any memories of like listening to them? Like, have you been to their concert? Whatever. Like, it opens up so many avenues of conversation that I think are helpful.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you've been on multiple different apps, and we're gonna go through the apps because I want this to be an educational thing for you guys too. Like if you guys are looking to date, then you can listen to this podcast and be like, yes, Parker and Imani talked about those apps. Let me go check that app out. So we're gonna go through a couple of them.
Not endorsed, unfortunately.
Sponsor us. But I was gonna ask you, so since you've been on different apps, have you felt a difference in, because they each kind of have something else to offer. Some of them are looked at more as like a hookup app or a relationship app. Through your experience, how have you been treated differently on different apps?
I would say yes. Like definitely like I think when it comes to like Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, I kind of categorize those all on the same plane. Granted, I am gay, so like this plays out differently for people of different backgrounds, especially like gay versus straight, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like Grindr specifically, I'll just go into that one first. Like that is intended for hooking up. Like realistically, let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
So like let's set our expectations low when going in. I mean, I've known people that have like met on Grindr and like have dated and been in successful relationships. But I'm like, for me at least, it doesn't matter that much to me about like how we meet. It's more so about how our connection is. Yeah. So like you can meet someone intended for a hookup and then end up getting married. Right. So like, but yeah, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge kind of all have the same expectation where I'm like, okay, you're going to take me out to dinner because I'm a classy young woman.
Yes.
A young Christian lady.
Yeah.
So you're going to take me to dinner and a film, and then we're going to get a dessert after. Versus like, you know, other apps are like, you can come over in 25 minutes. I'll be ready to
pound you.
I'll be ready to occupy you.
Captivate you. Yes.
Captivate and contemplate and illuminate.
Yes. Okay, so I asked you guys some questions. We're going to go through them. But the first question I asked was, what dating apps have you used? So we talked about Hinge. There's a Bumble. Coffee Meets Bagel. I've heard of that one. And that's such a cute name.
Too.
I was like,
yeah.
Oh. You guys said OK Cupid. Grindr we just talked about. Raya, which we'll talk about. What's Taimi? Have you heard of that one? Taimi. Y'all, I can't read, so
Timi.
Taimi.
Girl, no.
I don't know. I didn't know what
downloads it when I get home. I'm
like, Plenty of Fish, My Yearbook, and then BLK. I guess I would just mean black per. And someone said that they actually just paid for an ad for them to run on Bumble. So I'm like, oh, because there's so many different features within the app. So it sounds like this person paid. So then that way their picture pops up like a freaking sponsor. Like, hey, check me out.
I mean, that's kind of fierce.
It's fierce, but it's also kind of X-rated. Okay, if you're younger, don't listen to this part. It kind of reminds me of like porn. Yeah. And it's like pop-ups and it's like, hey, I'm 5 miles away. It's like, okay.
Come on over.
Come on over.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know about the ad
advertisement.
Advertising for yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, if it's free and you're gonna advertise me for free, absolutely. But I'm like, you want me to pay for that?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's
kind of down bad.
I'm kind of down bad. I know. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we're going to talk about this. So a lot of different platforms. We're going to go through a couple of them. So the first one I have is Tinder. That is like, to me, like the OG. I feel like, obviously, Match.com, eHarmony, those were around.
Those are for like boomers.
Yeah.
Bye boomer. Not to be rude if you found love on those, but hi old.
You know, but since technology has advanced, we have Tinder. And I feel like Tinder's the number one, most popular. And that's like where the originator of the swipe left,
swipe right. Yeah.
And like I said earlier, I looked at it like a game. Like it's just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. So do you feel like you swipe right or left more?
Left
is ugh.
Yeah, lots of uggos.
Okay.
Not to be rude, but there are a lot of people that ain't for me, mama.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Yeah, of course. Like everyone has everyone. So like, but for me, there's a lot of lefts.
Yeah.
There's also the super like.
Oh.
There you can swipe up.
But what does that mean? Like I'm hella like you.
It makes your account immediately appear when the next time they go onto their app. Like you'll come up. And so they'll see that you liked them. Because like normally with Tinder, it's like you don't see who likes you unless you pay for the subscription. So you don't see who likes you, but Super Like makes it clear that this person liked you. So you kind of just have a little, and they also get a notification that they received a Super Like. So it kind of just like puts you at the front of the line.
Oh, that's cute.
And you only get like one a day.
Oh, okay.
But I never use Super Likes because I'm too like OCD about. I'm like, I need to save it for like when I see Andrew Garfield on Tinder.
Yeah.
My husband.
But then it's like, oh, this kind of goes into what's that I talked about this before, but like the idea of waiting to burn the candles. Have you heard of that analogy? It's like you wait to burn the candle until it's like a significant day, but then you never end up burning the candle. It's like this idea that we just are always waiting for something to be better. Yeah. So what if your like love of your life could have been if you did that super like, but then you're waiting for someone better, you know?
That's a criticism of dating apps that I've heard is that it's like it's endorsing the idea that there's someone better out there. So you never are settling for the right person, which I mean, like, I think obviously like I never encourage the idea of settling. I think you should always strive for the best for yourself. Yeah. But like, I think there is some validity in that argument where it's like, it's, you know, people are not seeing the good that they have in front of them because they're gravitating towards, I could find something better. Yeah. But I mean, to each their own. I don't really care that much about that. But
when do you think people should delete the app? Like in the talking phase or only when it's the official phase?
I think you'll know when you know.
Yeah.
I think not the talking phase.
Yeah.
I would say probably
swiping,
like
bitch.
maybe like a couple, like you've been on a couple dates and like the progression seems to be moving towards a relationship. And if you feel like it's the right time to delete, I would delete. If you're in a relationship and you have the apps, you're it's giving scum, honey.
Yeah, you're giving cheater. Because why are you in the apps?
I'm like, you're fighting friends?
Which there is Bumble
fraud.
BFF, but fraud. No. Okay, the next one we have is Bumble, actually. So this one is cool and interesting because it's the one where the woman has to initiate the conversation and make the first move. Which, I mean, our society is, we're used to men making the first move, men having to make the first move. But I think this is interesting. I think a couple apps actually do this where the woman has to do it.
Yeah.
But I think Bumble's like the originator of this. But I think it's cool because, one, I feel like women don't understand how much that we navigate the relationship. Like, I think we have the complete control over the whole timeline.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to marriage. Like, if you want to be married today,
yeah,
you can be married today because you got to just set that standard for you that no one can drag you along for X amount of time, you know? So we control the relationship. I don't think people or women understand that. So I think the app is cool because it's giving women that control. And then on the second point is just safety in a way.
Yeah.
It's because men are creepy, men be trash a lot of times.
At the house.
And so for a girl to be like, okay, I have the power to initiate. If I don't like him, then I'm not gonna say anything, you know, except for a guy like harassing you or DMing you, sending you dick pics at weird angles. Like the girl initiates. Hella ick. So that's a cool app. There's also Bumble BFF. So if you're looking for a friend,
like little friends.
Yeah.
I've never used that, but I think that could be fun.
I have a friend that used it and she found her best friend on there. Yeah. That's super
so fun.
cute. Because if you think about it, it's just like, you know, relationship and friendship is one and the same in the sense of if your everyday is wake up, get dressed for work, go get coffee, go to work, go to the gym, go to sleep. Where are you finding your man or woman from?
Yeah.
Like, or so where are you finding a new friend? Like, it's the same routine. So you kind of got to go out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
To find some girlies to hang with.
It's for the dolls.
It's for the dolls. Like, yeah, the dolls, like doll activities. So that's really cute.
I live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to download.
Right. The next one is Hinge. Hinge, I looked this definition up. It says Hinge is a dating app that claims to be the only dating app that emphasizes long-term connections between users. So they're really trying to challenge the other apps because they're like, y'all ain't shit, and we're the ones that are giving connections.
I like Hinge.
You like Hinge? Okay.
I'm okay. I don't know. I have mixed. I think Hinge is. I like Hinge because of I feel like it's more complex in regards to like showing more of yourself. I think Hinge really changed the scene. And I think Tinder and Bumble have kind of followed along in regards to expanding your profile. Because Hinge was like, in my opinion, one of the first that came up with like prompts where it would ask you a question and you could answer it. So it's like, what's a shower thought you had recently? Or like, what is like a hot take that you have? Or like there's so many prompts that are so original and like funny to where you can really, really see a person's personality virtually. Because I think that's the hardest part about dating profiles is really showcasing who you are in such a short amount of time. And they were the ones that came up with like having voice notes attached to your profile. And I think it's because I have a dainty, feminine, young lady voice. Yes. That I personally am looking for. I love a husky, like man voice. Period. So when I'm on someone's profile, I'm like, let me hear what that voice sounds like. And so when I hear the voice, I'm like, oh my God. Such a man. Yeah, it gets me going. So I love it. And so I think Hinge is fun in that way. And it's like, it's a little bit different because you see who likes you. And it's in a separate like folder. And then you go through your likes, who you don't like or who you want to like approve. Yeah. So it gives you a little bit more power and like autonomy versus like the other apps are a little bit more wild west. Do the apps give you the ability to say like what kind of person you want in the sense of looks? Not from my experience. Oh, okay. I know with Grindr, you can choose preferences about like height and like body type. Okay. Not in the sense of like what your body looks like, but how you would describe your body, like athletic versus like gay terms. But I with Hinge and Bumble and all those, I have not seen that feature. Oh, okay. Cool. I mean, I have the apps and I kind of go on them every now and then. Yeah. Mostly when I'm like bored and like, you know, la-di-da.
Yeah, it's
So
literally a game show. It's like
it acts
swipe
literally.
right, swipe left, see
And
what
I'm
you
like-
get. What do you win today?
Exactly. And I'm like, if there's a hot man that's like, trying to canoodle, then
Yeah.
absolutely I'm down.
Because I was wondering if it said race. Because we last time we were here, we had this conversation about
and TikTok and Instagram really
like,
popped the fuck off with that
dragged
one.
us for that one.
know.
I was like, oh, people were so, oh my God. So if you haven't listened to the episode we did prior, we both agreed that saying that your preference is based on race is racist.
Yeah.
And people were like, it is not racist. I can date who I want. It's just a preference. I was getting bullied. Somebody commented on my Instagram page. It was like getting numbers, and it got to the wrong side of Instagram, baby.
Yeah.
Like it was the wrong side. And someone even commented, they were like, "You're just mad. You're nappy headed." I was like, "Bitch, I was like, what I gotta do with anything?" And bitch,
like,
I ain't nappy headed. And if I was nappy headed, and what about it? Like what?
Yeah. To say again,
Wild.
if you have racial preferences with your dating, it's rooted in racism. Unless, of course, you are a person of color and you're wanting to date another person who shares the same culture
Yeah.
and same like background, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But if you are specifically a white person
Yeah.
and you are only looking to date white people and you're like, I don't date XYZ group of people, that's racist. And
Yeah.
literally you need to sit down and think about, why am I not? You're like, oh, well, I'm not attracted to them. Baby, why do you think that?
Yeah.
Like, why do you think you aren't attracted to XYZ race of people?
Right.
I'm like, say that slower and say it to yourself in the mirror because it's going to sound racist because it is.
Literally, someone commented, I was like, well, put it in a sentence. Like, say you don't like this, you don't date this, this, and this because blah, blah, blah. And they're like, it's not that hard. You thought you ate with that. And they said in a sentence, they were like, I don't date dark girls because their skin's dark. See? And I was like, racist number one. Yeah.
Like literally.
What are you talking about? Like that sentence exactly was giving racism.
I'm like, literally deconstruct your sentences in your brain because baby, it is. I'm like, take a look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And it's also the people that always say that shit are always ugly.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you need to fix yourself before you even try to come out swinging
ugly
the bat like
people,
that.
Ugly hearts. Yeah. So I'm prepared to get dragged again after this episode.
Well, we're doing numbers.
We're doing numbers. Drag me, baby. Okay, the next one was Grindr, which we talked about. It's given for the LGBTQ plus community.
Okay.
So you talked about the terms because, this is a funny story. So I actually made a Grindr account before. And I
I did not know this.
It was a long time ago because I just wanted to see how the app works. And I was with, you know who I was with? I was with like EY and so and all them.
I was about to say, was Allie there too?
I don't think Allie was there. I obviously told her.
Yeah.
But I took someone's picture from work. I'll tell you after we air.
Okay.
After we record. I took someone's picture from work, like their abs they posted, and I put it on their profile because I just wanted to see like what it was about, how y'all be interacting.
Yeah. How many dick pics did you get?
I got a couple.
Out of the blue.
I don't know how many, but I definitely got a couple. And then they're like, do you want to host? Or like, will I host? Like, then the terminology.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Host is like, you can have people over.
Yeah. To get nasty
to
with
do
it.
whatever you want to do.
Yeah. And then there's the different categories, like you were saying. Like, if you're like a muscular person, there's like a term for that. If you're like small,
daddy, jock.
Yeah. It's like, is there a beard?
Beard is mostly, and from my knowledge, is like associated with like it's a cover. So like if you like if you're gay who has like a girl as a date, she's like your beard because she's like making everyone think that you're straight, but she's the beard.
So that wouldn't be like a thing.
Yeah, there's like bears,
bear,
otter, wolf, like all these animals. Yeah, it's the gays are so creative.
Yeah, we love that.
And insane. So it's like a whole nother language and a whole different landscape. And I kind of live.
Yeah, it was a fun time when I was catfishing. Like for a little, I did it for like only a couple hours,
right?
But I won't take it back. It was a good time.
And I think Grindr, like although Grindr has its issues as well, like I think for me, something that's comforting about it is that it's like knowing that there are like other queer people in your proximity.
In your radius, yeah.
So it's like nice. I don't know. To me, it brings me comfort to know that there are that many people around you, especially in areas where it's like more conservative or whatever. It's comforting to know. Except in like, if you're in like Texas or somewhere, all of a sudden you're gonna see all these profiles that are blank because these people are like, I'm not gonna show my face on my profile. I'll send you the picture. Which I'm like, girl, you want me dead?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna meet up with someone I've never seen your face.
Yeah,
baby.
I know.
I'm gonna end up in a ravine.
Yeah, that's
carcass
crazy.
vibes
Because they're just like not out yet or not.
Yeah. Which I'm like, girl, if you're not out yet, I don't have the time. You have to do your own work on your own time.
Yeah. Because you're like, I'm a bad bitch.
Yeah. I'm like, baby, I got my own things to do.
Yeah.
I'm not about to go on your journey with you.
Yeah. No, that's very, very fair. The next one was Raya. So Raya, have you heard of that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was for the elites.
Like, the rich, the
wealthy, the famous, the influencers. Like, I think you have to have like a referral from someone.
Yeah.
It's like if I was famous or if I was that bitch, then I can give you a code and they'll approve you. But it has like the highest percentage of disapproval rates because you have to have like a certain type of status, followers, just whatever. You just have to be somebody to get on that app. So I'm like that.
And you have to pay for it.
Oh, you have to pay for it.
It's a monthly subscription. I think it's like $20.
Well, and then at least people are more serious, right? But they have money though, so it doesn't really, $20 ain't really nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And also I'm like, if someone wants to fuck you over, they'll do it.
They'll do it. It doesn't matter if they paid it
$5 or if they paid $0.
Yeah, that's very true.
Men are the fucking gutters of the earth.
Yeah.
So like they'll do what they want to do.
Yeah. So if you're of important people, you can try to get on Raya. I would never be on there because I'm taken. But if I ever become cool enough, I could try to give you a code or something. I don't know.
Yeah. A referral code?
Yeah.
Dear Imani.
Dear Imani, 15% off your Raya account. Okay. So the next question I proposed to you guys was, what made you decide you wanted to use a dating app? So for yourself, why do you feel like you've gone on or have been on dating apps?
I obviously started with dating apps because like when I came out of the closet, like I went on dating apps probably like a little bit after that, but like just so that I could see more people because like I wasn't necessarily in an area where like I could spot a gay person walking down the street. So it was mostly to just expose myself to the community and those around me. And to just like, I'm busy and I'm like working. So it's like a nice way to like, open up my circle a little bit more. And also like, sometimes you'll be going about your day and you'll see like one hot person at the grocery store and you're like, But you can go on Tinder and see like 4 or 5 hot people. So, I'm trying to find not only my match, but someone who's hot too.
Yeah.
So I'm giving the best opportunity I can take.
Yeah.
So I will.
Okay. Nice. So I'm going to read through some of the things that y'all said while you started on the dating app. So we have, it's impossible to meet normal people in LA. I feel like I've heard that a lot. Like people talking about like dating in LA and like men are just trash.
Yeah.
I mean, men are going to be trash wherever you live across the galaxy, girl. So
also like I've always said this to people with dating apps. I'm like, if you're looking in the garbage to find something, you're going to find something.
Ooh.
So stop looking in the garbage.
Period.
I'm like, it's honestly, unfortunately that simple.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, also, in my mind, I'm like, baby, just work on yourself and the right men will come along.
Ooh,
I would prefer to attract someone rather than like catch someone.
Yes.
Personally, I would rather be like have someone caught in my gravity than to like force someone into my gravity.
Yeah, 100%. I always knew Alex is my first boyfriend, but I never wanted to date because I thought it was just so silly. Like I would watch my friends growing up, like being in childish and dumb relationships, and that just wasn't me. Like I was like, I need like Prince Charming vibes all the way.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I got what I got because how I carry myself, and that's in no way to be like how I carry myself in the sense of like, oh, I don't kiss on the first date. Like not like that, but just how I carry myself just as a person and what I expect, my standards as what I would want my person to have. Like the confidence I have in myself exudes out. So therefore, no man would have even thought they could have played with me the way they be playing with some of these people. So that's just what it is. So I feel like that's why I got Mr. Alex Blake III. So that's a very true statement. Like if you're looking in the garbage, you're gonna find garbage, sis.
Yeah. Like if you're looking not to shade nightclubs because like a lot of people go to nightclubs, but like if you're looking for people, like if you're looking for a man and you're settling for something, like you're not going to be necessarily the most fulfilled. Yeah. Because you're, looking in the garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm single and wanted to meet someone. I hate going out by myself and none of my friends live close to go out with. That's a good reason to do an app for sure. Couldn't meet people in my everyday life, which is what we talked about. Because like if you are just doing the same thing over and over again, where's this person going to come from? Like you don't like anybody at your job. You don't like anybody at the Starbucks you go to down the street. You don't like anybody at your gym. And you don't want to even be talked to at the gym. Like at least I wouldn't when I'm trying to work out and go home. So therefore, where are you finding a relationship or finding someone? So you kind of got to do an app.
Yeah.
We have I worked a lot and didn't have time to go out and meet someone organically, like you said. Meet new people. Everyone in my city was cringy. I had a bad breakup and wanted to find someone else, mostly to get some dick, but now for a man to take care of me.
I mean, honestly, it is, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I feel like if we're taking like a heterosexual relationship, a woman and a man, I feel like a woman can easily go out and probably find some dick just because like men are thirsty. But it also, if you're not around people that you're attracted to, then it can be hard to just go find some dick. So the app is there to just swipe away.
Absolutely.
So you can find that dick.
Yeah. And I think like if your intentions are clear, go for it, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes, the intentions. I was going to mention that. I think that the reason why people might have trouble on dating apps too is because you have to set the clear intentions.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Both parties. Like if you want to hook up, make it clear to the other person, because you don't want to be trying to hook up with somebody that wants a relationship and vice versa.
Yeah.
And you going into the app as the other party, like set your intentions too. If you can tell someone's just trying to hook up, you need to set that standard right there. Like that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I want.
Right.
If you play along with it, you're just going to get played at the end because you never set that intention, that standard for yourself.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I think I was literally just talking to my friend about this today where I was like, a little bit like different circumstances, but like, first of all, don't let men play you. Don't let like men's lack of clarity with their intention play you. But also don't allow men to call you clingy. Yeah. Because it is I fully believe the concept of like being clingy is like so misogynistic because it's always women are called clingy. Men are not often called clingy when it comes to like heterosexual relationships, and like always a more feminine energy in a homosexual relationship is called clingy. Like don't let men call you clingy because you are honest with yourself about your emotional interests because they aren't, and they're projecting their lack of self-esteem on you. So don't let a man call you clingy because you simply want to be in a relationship with them. I'm like, obviously don't be like psycho and propose to them on the second date. Yeah. But like just because I'm like, you want to go hang out with them or spend more time with them does not make you clingy, and it does not make you like desperate. Yeah, because you are interested in, getting to know someone better.
Yeah, and I feel like someone that's trying to date me wants to hang out with me. Like, I would be damned if someone's like, "Oh, you're so clingy because you want to hang out with me." I thought, did you want to be with me every day? Like,
I'm like, why do you think of yourself so highly that me simply wanting to spend time with you in a non-sexual setting makes me clingy?
Yeah. Oh
I'm
my
like,
God,
girl, I just want to go bowling.
Yeah.
And like chat about like, the weather.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get on my knee and propose to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like relax, baby.
Relax. Yes.
Ugh, men are sick.
Sick. Literally sickening. Like, anyway. Okay. Next one, because meeting guys in person wasn't working. And then last one, introvert problems, which we kind of talked about. Yeah. That makes so much sense. It's like you don't have to be in person. It takes away that social anxiety factor. I remember someone, they like had to take a shot before they went into the date. Like took a shot in their car and then went in the date. Yeah. Which is understandable too. Like you just have to knock the edge off, loosen up a little bit so you can be yourself. Yeah.
And I mean, like, I think personally, like going on dates is kind of fun. Because it's kind of like a social experiment where I'm like, what personality am I going to present today? Like, I mean, that makes me sound kind of mentally ill, but what angle am I going to go at? Like, how am I going to approach this? Like, also, like, dates are fun because it really tests your ability to like hold a conversation. It tests your ability to create conversation in situations where, like dead silence happens, which also like, I've like learning this from therapy too. So sharing this with everyone, become comfortable with silence because silence doesn't mean nothing. Silence just sometimes means like silence. And that's okay. Yeah. So also like there's a million things to talk about. Like literally come up with something. Yeah. What are you watching right now? Yeah. What did you watch during the pandemic that you loved? Like what music do you like listening to? What are you ordering for dinner tonight? Like what is your favorite type of food? There's literally a million things you can talk about. Literally look around the room and find something to talk about and talk about it. Right. So if you get nervous on a date, there's a million topics to talk about, baby.
Look at the menu and be like,
like, what do you think is good?
Did you have this? Yeah.
And if they're being weird about conversation,
next.
And literally, you
literally
can be like,
next.
Honestly, don't be shy of like leaving the date in the middle.
Yeah.
If it's not working and if they're actively being the problem, just leave.
Just leave. You are not obligated to stay at the date. And that's why you should always drive yourself, especially in the first date. Just for safety. Everyone. That's not even like a woman thing. Like everyone should always drive
yourself on the first date.
Because it's just, you have the freedom to leave when you want to, obviously for safety reasons.
Yeah.
And like, you don't feel obligated to hang out after. It's just drive yourself. I think I talked about that because I didn't drive myself the first date with Alex, but that's because I knew that was my man.
Yeah, you said Drummer Bay.
Yeah, Drummer Bay. Okay, so the next question that I asked you guys was, have you had success from dating apps? So we'll just start with you. Do you feel like you've had any success? Are you talking to somebody right now? Like,
well,
what?
I am a single young woman,
okay.
So I have not had success. I have met people on dating apps that either I've ended up becoming really good friends with, that I'm still friends with. I've met people that I've like, had interest in that things have fallen out where just like their lack of ability to communicate with me has become the problem. LOL. But then, I mean, I've had successful situationships happen, but I mean, nothing like that's resulted in like a relationship. But also I think I personally am the most ready for a relationship right now in my life than I have ever been.
Oh, okay.
So I think,
why
time's
is
to
that?
tell. Well, I'm now living on my own. So before I was living at home with my family, like during the pandemic and before. So I didn't feel necessarily comfortable being in a relationship. I mean, not that I felt uncomfortable, but it wasn't the right time for me. Yeah. I just kind of knew that. And like I had started going to therapy like towards 2020 into 2021. And like that helped me a lot. Like just know who I am and know what my interests are. And then just like, moving out really kind of put a fire under my ass to be like, I want to pursue what I want to pursue for myself. And I want to be able to like be confident in who I am and know who I am. And then I think I'm now 26. Like that has, I don't know, it's that energy has carried me into like, I want to exude confidence and I want to attract someone rather than like force someone to be attracted to me. So I feel like I'm now accepting the bad bitchery that I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I go to Pilates 2 times a week.
2 times a week?
This waist be snatched and this ass be fat. So the men listening to the podcast, ring my line.
Period. So Pilates twice a week. You are giving grown.
It's giving a grown woman. I'm a
grown
Barbie.
woman. You're a Barbie. Do you drink green juice? Like what's that?
No, I don't drink green juice.
Smoothies. What do you drink?
Water.
Oh, damn! That's grown.
Water and iced tea.
Wow. Any sugar or just blank?
I like an Arnold Palmer, so a little bit of sugar.
A little sweet. Okay.
But I still drink Dr. Pepper because I have to keep to my roots.
Oh, yeah.
Light ice, of course.
Light ice, always.
Duh.
Okay, you guys said, okay, I'm just going to read through them. You have once, okay, this question is, how have you had a success from dating apps? Once, got into a relationship, meeting someone on Hinge. No, still single. For a bit, but it didn't work out. But my brother and cousin married someone from the app. So that's really cool.
Work.
Still going strong with my boyfriend. Okay. Yes, my current boyfriend, needle in a haystack girl. Yes, on Hinge. Been talking to a guy for a couple months now and seems to be going great. Okay, good job. Getting married this year, trusting the process. Oh, yo, okay. Met my now fiance on Bumble and getting married in October. Okay. Took 3 years and finally started dating my boyfriend 3 months ago. Yay. Been together for 2 years and counting. I met my boyfriend on Hinge and we've been together since. And yes, met my husband on Hinge.
Work.
I
love that for you guys.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of success stories in those apps. And I was like really happy to get all those submissions. I was like, and some of there was more than that, but some of them were just like, yes. So I just took the ones that had a sentence. But I was like, okay, like y'all finding love on these apps. So if you're out there trying to date and you're on an app and you're having a bad experience, rewind back to this part to know that there's people out there that are getting married, sis. Like people are getting married.
Yeah.
So,
and like I said in the beginning, like the apps are like I don't say irrelevant, but like they aren't good or bad.
Yeah.
Like, so don't have any sort of like feeling towards like, I hate this app, because they're against me. I'm like, it's all about if you're desperately trying to find someone and nothing's happening for you, I would rather probably sit back and, question why you're so desperate for a relationship and like dive into that first.
I almost feel bad for the apps because we put so much pressure on them. Low key, because like
they're just apps.
Like it's just, you don't put that much pressure on meeting someone in person. Like if you met someone in person and didn't work out, you're never just going to be like, well, I'm never going out in person again.
Yeah.
Like you would never put that much pressure on meeting someone quote unquote organically.
Yeah.
But the apps, like if one thing goes wrong, everyone's like, no, the apps are bad. It's like you said, it's not bad apps. It's just you had a bad experience.
Yeah. And it's like, just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't be so mean to the a literal app. Like it's not real, first of all. And like direct your anger at the person who deserves it, not the thing that the inanimate object that does
not the app. So those are some good stories. But now we got to go to the juicy parts, the worst stories. Oh. What I asked you guys, what's the worst experience you had on a dating app? So let's start with Miss Parker.
I was trying to think about this because I've had such a rich history of interesting experiences, as everyone who's ever worked with me knows. Yeah. Because I just love to tell these stories unprovoked. But I mean, I have had so many experiences with Grindr with people just being weird. I've had experiences with like, people catfishing, which I'm really good at spotting a catfish because I'm like, I can tell your photos are a little bit too blurry. You're being a little bit too fishy. Like you're fake, and I'll block. But like, thankfully, I've not had any stories that are like horrific or that at least I can remember. Yeah. I mean, I've had dates where like in the middle of it, I'll tell them, I'm like, I don't think I'm attracted to you.
Oh, okay. Bye. And how has that gone? Like when you say that? Yeah.
I mean, it's like obviously like a hard blow to like swallow.
I would literally cry if someone told me that.
Yeah, but I'm like, but here's the thing. I like attached to the whole clingy thing. Like, I'm a very honest person, and that's something that I've like really tried to work on. Is like just to be more upfront with people, because like literally, and how many Disney movies have we watched? How many like TV shows have we watched? How many forms of media have we consumed that have just told us to be honest? Yeah. To be honest about how you're feeling and to be upfront. Like literally everything we've watched always tells you like the truth will set you free. Yeah. And it's so true. Like if you are not liking someone, just tell them and be upfront with them, because it might hurt in the moment, but at the end of the day, baby, it'll save you and them time. And I'd rather be grateful for the time than wasting their time. Right. So I'm very honest. So I told the person that I was like, I don't think I'm feeling this. Yeah. And like we had been like texting back and forth for like a minute, and being gay where it kind of gets a little bit psycho. Yeah. So I was like, like, you want to be in love with me? Yeah. And then I met in person and I was like, girl, never mind. I was like, and then so he was devastated, and we were at like Mulholland Drive. Yeah. Or like one of the peaks in like Hollywood Hills. Oh, cute. And like at a lookout. And I told him, I was like, I don't think I'm feeling this. Oh. Yeah. And so I had to drive all the way back down the hill to my car. It was like a 10-minute drive. Oh, with him? And not a single word was said. I was like this. I was like,
What did he say immediately after? Like, what was the immediately after? What did he say? He's like, okay.
He's like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was like, sorry, doll. Yeah. Didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but I would rather go.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be honest.
Yeah, so sometimes I'm on dates and I'm like, I'd rather be with my friends. Right. I'm like, this is kind of like, if I'm in my head, like while you're talking to me and I'm like, la la la, I'd rather be like eating McDonald's, watching RuPaul's Drag Race. Right. It ain't the tea, baby. I gotta go.
Okay, so you guys said, so someone said how much time you got. So you clearly have some bad experiences. Next one, guys who immediately ask for hookups / pictures. So once again, that's setting that intention, because if you're not there for hookups and dick pics, then you gotta be like, that ain't for me.
You know what? At least they're being upfront about it. Yeah. Because the reverse, where people are like, they'll just hook up with you and then ghost you. Yeah. That's shitty.
Yeah. Yeah. I would way rather someone be like, I'm only here for the good times, baby. Yeah. Like
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, not a long time. Okay, next one. Them ghosting or not looking like their photo. So a good old catfish that, and I feel like Neve and Max from Catfish taught as well. Like, just take that picture and you put it in Google and it reverses the image. Yeah. So then you can see like how many other people have used that picture. So, I mean, that could be a tip. Just do that. If you feel like somebody is a catfish, reverse the picture.
Also, like, literally look at their social media. Mm-hmm. Look at how frequently they post, what kind of posts they post. Do they post on their story? Yeah. And then like there's always the good old trusted, like if someone's being fishy on an app, literally ask for them to send you a picture like in that moment holding up 3 fingers. Yeah. Or 4, or like a sign, like holding up not a peace sign, because that's too, you could get that off of
Yeah.
like everyone does that in a lot of pictures, so you could easily like fake that.
Yeah.
But like holding up some type of object that they would have to capture in that moment to guarantee that that's their identity.
You know, it'd be kind of cool. I should patent this. Well, maybe they already have it, but I feel like if a dating app kind of collabed with Be Real, do they have that?
I don't think so.
Because I kind of snapped with that.
But there are like on Tinder and Bumble, and I want to say Hinge as well.
Yeah.
Like you can verify your account.
Yeah.
By like it does make you take a picture, and like it goes through the database to like confirm that your profile is you.
Oh, okay.
So and then you get a check mark on your
got it. Okay.
profile. So
well, that's good.
That's like a verification of your identity.
Because if you don't know what Be Real is basically you just have to take a picture right on the spot. Like the phone would be like 3, 2, 1. You have 2 minutes to take a picture. So you're like, oh, you do it right in the moment. So if they have something like that, then therefore it would be like, that page or that person is that person because they have all these like Be Real type of images on their
relationship.
Be
relationship.
Should we make that up?
Yeah.
Watch someone steal it. Don't steal it.
Yeah, if you listen to this, it's already patented. So
we're gonna
sue you.
So freaking rich from this. Okay, next one. Oh, we're at the bad stuff, right? Oh yeah, okay. Someone was totally different in person than on chat. Worst date ever. Oh my God, that sucks. I went on one lunch date with a guy and he didn't leave me alone for months after. It's giving stalker, it's giving killer. So no. I wouldn't go home with this dude after our first date. So he dumped me on the sidewalk and I had to walk home at midnight and I wasn't anywhere near my house. Okay, that's the thing too with like a men, which is why, okay, this is now getting dark, but you know how people talk about like why women just don't say no or just give a fake number or just give a number and block later. Yeah. Because women have literally gotten killed because they deny someone. Yeah. Deny a man. And because men and their ego is just literally psychotic. Yeah. So the fact that you didn't go home with him on the first date, this is the first date too. So someone should just respect that because obviously it's the first date. Yeah. And they drop you off on the sidewalk. That's where the intentions weren't met because this guy wanted to hook up and you didn't have that intention. And somewhere along the lines, and not that it's like your fault at all, but somewhere along the lines, there wasn't communication about what you both wanted. Yeah. Or you couldn't tell the vibes because I would assume that somebody like that, I mean, like, were they like super nice before? Then they just, I just feel like, I don't get how someone could be that nice and then be that awful. Like, you know?
I mean, like, some men are psychos. So.
That's true.
I mean, it's solidifying the idea of like drive yourself to a first date. Do not let them pick you up.
Yeah, it's too much control
unless you're like, many dates in and that you feel comfortable with that, then go for it. But like drive yourself. Yeah. If someone doesn't respect your autonomy and someone does not respect you saying no, then literally like call a friend, have them pick you up, like leave the situation. If you can, like safely, like get out because if a man does not respect your body now, he will not respect it later.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, like,
because this is when they're supposed to be perfect. Yeah, like this is when they're trying to court you and show off. So if they're like being trash right now, imagine what some months or some years is gonna look like. Yeah, and obviously that was probably scary to walk home by yourself, but that could have saved you something much worse too. Oh so, like, I'm glad you just were like, fuck it, I'm just gonna walk and call it a day because that man is trash. All right. So the next one, I was catfished by an old man. He was about in his 60s and was portraying to be a young guy. We love that. A good old catfish.
Hi, catfish.
Catfish.
Yeah.
That's
all the
wild.
tricks and tips that we've said already, like just use those. Yeah. If someone's picture is fuzzy, like a little bit fuzzy, like to where it looks like a screenshot. Yeah. Be skeptical. Oh, yeah. Also, I don't know. I just think I'm a psycho and like very bold about myself. Like, don't let people dog walk you. Like, don't let, like, if you are asking for someone's picture and they're like, you're being crazy. Like, you think I'm crazy now? Baby. Yeah. You can ask all my friends. I am crazy. Yeah. So, like, you are not crazy for, like, wanting to protect your safety. Yeah. Especially if you live alone and you're inviting someone over and they're being weird. Yeah. Like, and they're going to call you crazy. Block. Yeah. Report. Block.
Yeah. And if you do meet in person, so say you're meeting in person or sitting down at the restaurant, and that person does not look like the person that you've been chatting to, don't even walk in, bitch. Just leave. Leave the restaurant. If you open the door and it's like not who you thought it was, shut the door.
Yeah.
Like,
and if you're in a public place,
welcome anybody.
Call them out. Be like, so you look a little different. Yeah. What's that about? Yeah. And then watch them spiral on the spot. And then like Use it for your character development and then develop like an HBO series 10 years from now.
Yeah, period.
It's all, you know.
It's all a part of the plot and the plan. And the story.
The character development.
Yeah, we love that. Okay.
And it's a funny story.
Okay, the next one I asked you guys was, do you use dating apps for hookups? And I want to hear about it. So we have once and it worked because men will jump at you at any opportunity to have sex with you, period. Yes, but they fall in love with me and I have to find a way out of that situation. Well, okay, sis. Like,
I love love.
I mean, if you put it down like that. Next one, I did not ashamed of booty calling people, period. Yep, I had a daddy era. Nope, never. Too many nasties out there and I ain't trying to catch anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, that's why people should get tested, everyone. Next one, yes, it's easy access to dick. Don't really have to try. And last one, no, I was actually trying to meet people, but no shame to people who wanted to hook up. Yeah, it's like, once again, I feel like the word of the day is setting their intention. Like,
and making it clear
as day. Yeah. Don't make it all abstract.
Yeah.
Like, if you send it, honestly, even clear as day is like sending a dick pic. Because if you send me a dick pic, it's like, oh, I know exactly what your intention is. So therefore, I can either move forward because maybe, okay, period. Yeah. Or I'm like, oh, that's not what I want. So either way, either party can like show what they want.
Right.
And what they need.
Also, something about Grindr that talking about dick pics is that's something that I think is nice, especially in the conversation around like sending unsolicited nudes. Is Grindr has like a feature where it's like NSFW photos. And then it'll say yes or like yes always or no not at first. Yeah. So what does that stand for? I don't honestly remember. Okay. But it's like nudes. Yeah. Like naughty photos. Yeah. So you can put on your profile that you accept them or that you don't. So that, you know, people can at least it's because especially with Grindr, there's a lot of gray area with like what is this for? What are we here for? Which I would be like, let's be real. Like if you're on Grindr, baby, you looking for some zick or some booty hole. Yeah. So like period. I don't know. Personally for me, like I think maybe it's because I have a dick, but like I'm not like startled by a random dick pic. I just delete it. Yeah. I'm just like, I've seen a million. So I'm like, girl,
it's really just a piece of body part. And or I would just show my friends. Yeah. Like, just know if you're sending a dick pic, like her friends or his friends are going to see most likely.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And if they don't ask for it, don't send it.
Right.
Unless it's, you know, on their profile and they say that they're looking for that, then why not?
Send away. Okay, so we have 2 Dear Imani submissions. So I'm going to read you guys these 2 stories. So the first one, Dear Imani, I once hooked up with a guy from a dating app and literally as soon as we were done and I'm mid putting my pants on, he told me he can't stay late because he's getting married the next day. I laughed. He didn't laugh and he wasn't kidding.
What? Honestly, I would probably feel horrible, but then I'd also be like, damn, you fucking love me.
It's giving delusion. I love it.
Well, here's the thing. And I'm like, if you knew about it before, then it kind of makes you a bad person.
Yeah, for sure.
But you didn't know about it. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I just am very good at forgiving myself for like literally anything. I could find a reason to forgive myself. But like you didn't know. You didn't know ahead of time. So it's not you're like you aren't a homewrecker. Yeah. That man is just trash. So you're never gonna see him again. And if you are, girl, then that's cheating. Then it's cheating, yeah. So I would just be like, if the dick was bomb though, I'd be like,
dang, this sucks.
Bye. You're garbage, insane. But see you later. But I'm sorry that happened to you.
I know. I can't stay late. Oh, what's going on? You got work in the morning? No, I have my wedding tomorrow. Oh.
I'd be like, I would be like, work, bitch.
like, was I your bachelor party? Like, what's going on? That is insane.
That is crazy.
That is so sad.
That's wild. I'm sorry that happened to you, my friend. But you know what? You better work because that means I honestly just like, you know, I take everything as a positive for me. Yeah. So I'm like, that means that man was attracted to you and that he wanted to take you down. So you are clearly doing something right.
And he was ready to risk his whole marriage for you.
So baby, at that point,
you're the baddest.
You're the baddest. You better work. And sorry to the woman who got cheated on. Maybe they're in an open relationship. Who knows? But like, you better honestly for you, girl, work.
Yeah, I'm curious too because this is a guy that wrote this in. So I'm like, I wonder if he had a wife or would he have a husband?
The drama.
Because it does. We can't lie. It makes it more juicy when they're getting married to a wife. It's like, oh, that sounds like a Lifetime movie right there. Okay, honestly, Lifetime would pick that up.
I want to hear more of the story.
Yeah, I did message back because I was like, are they still married? But I haven't got an update. Actually, let me check right now, really, really quick.
I want to know
because I'm like, if they're still together, that's gonna be okay. It says, haven't seen or talked to him since. This was like 2 years ago. Okay, so we don't have an update. Because it would be even juicier if they were still together.
I mean, I've hooked up with my fair share of like married men.
Oh!
Oops. In my wilds of youth.
In your youth?
I mean,
only 26.
Yeah, but I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not a homewrecker. I'm just an innocent young girl.
Yeah.
I'm like a young Polly Pocket. Like I have like head empty, no thoughts. Like I'm not ruining anyone's home.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah. No, the person that's married is 100% the problem. They're the issue.
I will never accept responsibility, mostly because I don't want to.
Yeah. And it is what it is. And the thing is, like, that's why when people get mad, like if the guy or the wife or whatever got mad at you because you knew, really, it's like the one they should take that energy on their husband or their significant other.
Yeah.
But people want to focus so much on the person that was like on the other receiving end of it. And it's like, no, sis, like be mad at your person because that's the person that owed you loyalty, not this other person.
Yeah.
So y'all heard it here first. Like Parker was like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm like, that's not my fucking problem.
Yeah.
I'm just silly and horny. Here. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
And also, like, sometimes, like, people are gay and in straight relationships because they weren't in a place where they could come out when they were younger. Yeah. So, like, unfortunately, sometimes, like, that's just happens.
So
that
you're
just
like,
happens.
I'm helping.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm helping you in your process. I mean, be honest with your spouse and, like, maybe you can open your relationship or maybe end your relationship. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, pursue your own happiness and be honest about it.
Yeah. But either way, Parker is not to blame for
I'll never be. I'm honestly, because I am a psychopath and I can navigate myself out of anything.
Yeah.
I will never be to blame for anything unless I take the blame, which I choose. I have the power here and I will never lose the power. So I'm never to blame. You heard it here first.
Period. We love that. Okay. Our last story. Dear Imani went on a date at a bar. He was buying me drinks all night and kept pushing me to drink more. And I kept telling him I didn't want to drink that much. Eventually, I wasn't feeling it, and it was also getting late, so I told him I was ready to call it a night. He then asked if I wanted to go back to his place. I told him no, and I also had work in the morning anyway. He kept trying to convince me to come back to his apartment, so I had to end up telling him that I just wasn't interested in doing that on the first date, and he got pissed. He started cussing me out and saying, "What the fuck? I bought you fucking drinks all night. The least you can do is come back to my apartment with me." And then asked me to pay him back for all the drinks he bought. So I threw him a $20 bill on the table, called him an asshole, and walked out. I deleted Tinder after that, and I was done.
I'm so sorry to whoever submitted that.
My God.
Men are such garbage.
Garbage. First of all, there's so many layers to this. But first of all, just because you buy somebody, peel them back. Just because you buy somebody drinks does not mean that you get sex in return.
Yeah.
Like, that idea is literally psychotic. Like, what? That was not
so misogynistic.
Like, unless you did a handshake, like, I buy you margarita, you give me titty. Like, if that was your agreement, then sure. But like 9.9 times out of 10, that's not the agreement. You took somebody out and you're treating them, courting them, buying them drinks, and you just expect them to have sex with you. That is literally insane. Yeah.
I've seen that on TikTok. Like, so many people talk about it that, like, this is mostly for, like, the straights, but, like, men view, like, women's bodies as transactional to where it's, like, they'll buy you XYZ. And, like, even like, in a relationship, like, not even just on, like, at the beginning end of a relationship, but like in the full thick of a relationship, like, oh, I bought you dinner, I bought you this birthday present, I bought you this experience, I'm expecting you to have sex with me. Yeah. But I'm like, sex is like a beautiful thing that can be shared between two people when two people are willing to give that to each other. But like, if you are expecting it from someone by buying them things, you are treating their body as transactional. And like, you should go to a therapist and talk about that, because your expectations of other people are rooted in misogyny. Yeah. So like, and especially like first dates, and also like too, like not that I would never go to a bar on a first date, because like sometimes it can be fun, but like I would probably go somewhere with food too, so that you don't get, because sometimes people will use bars to get you drunk to then take you home. Yeah. And like take advantage of you, which is, you know, disgusting. Rape. Like realistically, like if someone takes advantage of you while you're under the influence, like that's not okay. So like, I would go somewhere with food so you can keep it hopefully litty a little bit, but like not too lit. Yeah. And yeah, don't let a person think that they can buy your body. Yeah. Because it's giving they're paying for sex. I'm like, baby, at that point, I'm not a hooker.
Yeah, you should have just
and
bought
if I
somebody.
am, my rate is higher.
Yeah, there's plenty of websites. Like I said, like it says Sarah's 5 miles away on the Pornhub. So like, like why don't no? That's not, and that's that is like that's her job, so she's fine with that. So it's consensual, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But the other, like when you're dating and thinking that you can buy sex because you bought a drink is literally crazy. But I love the point that you made about how it happens in relationships too.
Yeah.
Because people like if you take the idea of like if a woman doesn't have to pay any bills or pay for anything, then maybe she's expected to do this, that, and the third. And it can be sex, it could be cleaning, cooking, taking care of all the others, taking care of certain things. That's why I think overall for women and women's safety, it's like best to, you know, like we're saying, drive yourself and like have your own to some degree, because that's just how it sucks that we have to think like that. Like, okay, well, maybe like split the bill the first date because men think this, you know?
Yeah.
But the thing is with him too, is like, even if you were like fingers crossed, wishful thinking, it's not wrong to hopefully like want to go on a date and hopefully get to have sex. Like that's a human thing to want that or to desire that at least. But once the person says no, to be mad about it is crazy.
Yeah.
Like you could have hoped for that and dreamed for that and told all your friends, like all your homeboys, like, oh, I hope I get to smash after. Yeah. Okay, whatever. But if once they say no, it's no. Like, it's really that, like the fact that you cussed her out.
Yeah.
And then told me to pay me back then for the drinks.
Yeah. You just not only did you just fucking act like an asshole, you also just showed your full ass. Yeah. Because I'm like, if it was one thing where you're like, oh well damn, then okay. Yeah. But to then ask for money back, that literally just shows that you were only buying drinks to have sex with them. I'm like, so you're telling me you're gonna take me to this Buffalo fucking Wild Wings, buy me some wings and a Dr. Pepper.
Happy hour wings too.
And you think you're gonna get a hold of this coochie. I'm like,
no.
for some Buffalo Wild Wings, the circle of hell that I call Buffalo Wild Wings, girl, rot in a prison
cell. And the margarita, a couple margaritas and a lemon drop.
I like
some cooch. No.
Yeah, hell no, baby. Yeah. Go sit in Alcatraz. That's where you belong.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry you experienced that. I feel bad for whoever is dating this man now. Because and the thing is, he probably does have somebody and they're probably getting treated like shit. So prayers to whoever's dating that piece of crap. All right, so we're going to just get to Imani's final thoughts. I feel like, when we have episodes like this, I'm like, everything we said above is Imani's final thoughts. Like, just listen to us. I think the biggest points we said was make sure you have your intention set and your boundaries, because that's is what's going to make dating apps and dating just easier for you and help your heart in the long run. Yeah. Make sure that you're safe. Drive yourself to a first date, especially. And then thirdly, don't blame the apps for a bad experience. Blame the person. Like, it's not the app itself. It's not Tinder itself or Hinge itself or Grindr itself. It's the people that you're dealing with that are, kind of messed up. And then that's it. It's not the app. So give them a chance. If you're out there wanting to date somebody, like, listen to everything we said. And if you have any questions, you can just ask us. I hope that was educational for you, because we kind of broke down the apps too. So
I also love being single.
Yeah.
Like, literally fall in love with being single, because it'll make you so much better in a relationship. Because I see people that try to find themselves in relationships, which, I mean, not to say that you can't, because sometimes a partner comes along and helps you find out all these things about yourself that you didn't know before. But really work on yourself and work on yourself in your own private time without being in a relationship, and it'll make your relationship so much more successful, because you'll have a better knowledge of who you are. And also, if you're emotionally unavailable, don't be on the apps. Yeah. Unless you're looking for a short time, then make your, again, intentions clear. But if you're emotionally unavailable and you're not looking for a relationship, make that clear within either the first bit of your conversation or on your profile, because don't waste other people's time. Yeah. Because you're emotionally immature. Yeah. And too disconnected with yourself to be able to say it. Right. Connect with yourself first, know what you want, and make it clear.
Period.
And you should find success, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. And if not, then listen to this episode again.
Yeah. And have fun being single. Literally, hang out with your friends.
Exactly.
and go to the beach, like
yes,
twirl
there's so
under a
much
disco
to do
ball
by yourself or with your
Yeah.
friends and family. Like you don't need someone, but like you said, you mentioned earlier, like you felt like you're ready
Yeah.
you were the most ready right now than you ever been.
Yeah.
And a lot of people out there feel like they really are missing that person or they're at that level where they
Yeah.
want to date someone, and that's fine too. Like
Yeah.
either way, just really it's about being confident in yourself.
Yeah, don't judge yourself for wanting to be in a relationship
Yeah.
because it's totally normal,
Yeah.
especially when like we're conditioned to want to be married by
Yeah.
25.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But also like
Yeah.
like allow yourself to break the mold,
Mhm.
like exist outside of the expectations of yourself
Mhm.
and thrive and grow and then attract someone when it's the right time.
Right.
Because you could have the hottest, best, smartest person in the world and it might not work out because it's not the right time.
Mhm.
It's all about timing, you and the universe.
Yeah.
So baby, just sit back and chill and have a good fucking time.
Relax.
Yeah.
Have a ball.
Have a ball and like listen to some Beyonce.
Yeah. Renaissance.
Literally.
Yeah.
It should cost $1 billion to look this good.
In facts. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to the Dear Imani podcast. Make sure you look out for Parker's podcast coming soon. Thank you so much for joining me
Thank you
again.
so
I
much
can't
for
wait to
having
be
me
on
again.
your podcast.
Oh my God, yes!
And then you come back to mine.
Oh my God,
It's gonna
yes.
be so cute, podcast
Well,
sisters.
just fucking loud.
I know, just loud and just
Me and
who you
Imani
are.
have always not commandeered, but like we are always the people like that are the chatty ones. Like we control
Yeah.
if there's a circle of people, we're talking.
Yeah, we're and if we're not there, it's probably quiet.
It literally,
Yeah, it's
I'm
gonna be
like, damn,
quiet.
it must suck to be like boring.
Yeah. It's really hard to carry conversations on my back.
I know. I'm like, it's hard to be the social butterfly of the world.
Yeah, it is. But we fly high,
But we're
baby.
dainty and we're beautiful and everyone loves to look.
Yeah, and we're
So
dolls.
keep looking
We're dolls.
and send me money.
Yeah. Cash App him. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, dear Imani.